So, welcome to the greatest podcast of Elite Losers. Started before that start because I want people to see. I want people to see like the first 10 seconds of the of how what the difference is from going off my iPhone to a studio, rent-free, and when you pay rent-free studio, when you're in rent-free studio space, what happens is the guy who's hooking you up with the studio space doesn't check the fucking mic. So you end up ranting for 5 minutes about brunch, probably such a fucking terrible topic, we're going to continue it, that it was dead. So basically we had to restart. And so I might have said one thing that could have changed humanity. And now I forgot it. And yes, I'm posting on Instagram as we're doing this. So yes, rent-free, mics stop working, but we have a black curtain with red. We made it. This is the greatest podcast for elite losers. They said you would never, ever be able to get into a studio, and I have fucking conned a human being because you guys don't pay money. I love everyone who watches this, but you're not paying money. We're not monetizing this. So I had to go off my iPhone, and the camera broke, so I had to go front-facing, and I fucking hated staring at myself through an iPhone for 15 minutes. So I said, fuck this. I haven't done one in 3 weeks. They could go fuck themselves, not in a bad way. Like, go fuck yourself. You'll wait 3 weeks. I've done 30. Nothing's gone more than like 200 views, but we're back here. Not only are we in a free podcast space, but he gave me an ice pack to ice my hernia. What the fuck? Back in there. This is not for the show. This is real life stuff. Icing hernias and ranting about brunch. But yeah, I went to brunch, and I'm not going to do the. Look at that! I can see my waving the arms. Look at this! Holy fuck! I feel successful already. I went to brunch, and I'm not going to explain how I did last time because the not producer was not laughing. So I'm not going to explain how broke I am and what a terrible decision it is to go out to brunch in New York City, because I want to sit and look at everyone hot, and for 1 day a week, pretend I am a part of the Manhattanite class. So I go out for overpriced Eggs Benedict, and I sit beside some fucking hot chicks who are drinking mimosas because they hate their fucking life. And so they drink them every Sunday to pretend life is great. So I judge them, even though if they saw my checking account, and they first realize I don't even have a credit card. A 43-year-old man who's going out for Eggs Benedict that are going to cost him $30 doesn't have a great credit card. And imagine if I ever hit on them. Like, dude, I'm going to detour away from brunch. I dated a model once. I've also dated, I've also hooked up with a BBW porn star. She'll call herself a model, but we know the truth. And I dated a model once, way out of my league, probably mentally ill for dating me. But I was so broke when I went before we dated long term, I was so broke. I went to her apartment to obviously, blow some loads. And after we hooked up, we're like, do you want to go out for food? And I'm like, of course I want to go out for food. But I lied and said, I forgot my credit card, or I forgot my debit card. I hid it. I hid my debit card in my coat, and I lied so I could get a free meal. That same person dated me for 2 years. I have never said this story, I don't think, to anyone, but I might just send her the clip right now. For 2 years we dated after I lied because I was so broke and I wanted some Chinese food after we fucked. And it was great Chinese food. It was like Chinese food in a diner in the beaches of Toronto. It's like the east part of downtown Toronto. Oh my God, it was great Chinese food. I do remember, so joke's on me, I had to drop a deuce, and this was at the beginning of when we started dating, and I just couldn't, I was not comfortable. As much of a savage as I am, I'm just not comfortable early on just dropping deuces at someone's place if they're way out of, like, even a buddy's. Like, if I have a buddy who's like really good looking, like the producer of this podcast is like fairly good looking. He just has a bad hunch, he's got a bad hunch like the Notre Dame. But when he stands straight, he's very hot. But when he hunches over, he's hunching. You can't see him right now because this is, maybe we should have set the second camera. But when he hunches over, he's very disgusting. But anyways, if I'm at a friend who's disgusting's house, I'll just, not only will I drop a deuce, I'll probably not even flush, just to prove a point that you're below me. But if it's someone who's much hotter than, like here, I wouldn't even drop a deuce unless he's like thrown out his back and he's walking around all hunched over. Then I will drop the deuce. Plus, they have a bidet here, so I'd light a match. But anyways, so we're out for brunch, and I just realized like I can't date anymore because I eat at home most of the time. I like to do comedy, go eat at home, and then when I'm at home, even if it's like eggs over easy, I prefer to eat them with my fingers. Like even the yolks all over the table or the plate, I'll lick my fingers. And like I like to eat like Tom Hanks in Castaway. You know, when he's like, he finally gets food, like that's how I like to. I'm an uncivilized man. I cannot go on dates which involve food. I don't, like, I watch, my dog eats. The way Thor eats, he's the terrier, he'll like engulf all the food in one bite, so I have to hold him and pull him back so he doesn't choke, because he used to choke every time. And then I watch like normal people eat. I eat closer to him. I eat closer to Thor. I want to eat within 20 seconds and lick a plate and not have a waitress come over to me. And I always still say waitress. I don't give a shit. I say waitress. That's how it's going to be. I'm not changing. Maybe that's why I'm unsuccessful. Maybe I should change with the times, and maybe I would actually be on late night TV right now. But anyways, I'm not changing with the time. I did take my shoes off, and because there's a carpet here. So maybe in the little scumbag, the little non-scumbag I have in my body, it's like when I walk into someone's house. If there's anything good I've done in life, aside from raising these two elder dogs, these two senior dogs, the other good thing I do is when I walk in someone's house, I take off my shoes because I'm not a savage. There's not an obese person in America who ever takes off their shoes when they walk into someone's house. They're just rude. Did we lose volume again? You can walk right in front of it. Nobody's watching. It's like he was like dipped underneath. Like this is like people. Who are you going to talk to?
I got a call from California.
Oh, call from California? All right. Much better than watching this. I'm almost done. I don't know. Now I have to keep on fucking ranting because I don't know how to end this. I know I can take off the mic, but I don't know how to end this. So anyways. But yeah, I'd be like, when the waitress comes over and she asks me, she's like, are we done with this? I'm like, yo, there's so much sauce on the plate. I wish we weren't in public. I would love to lick the sauce. I lick the sauce at home. And like, I lick the plate at home like I'm an uncivilized dog who's roaming the streets of Mexico and the people just don't give a shit about me and just licking tortilla wrappers, tortas wrappers, just tacos wrappers from food cart because I'm just uncivilized. And like people like, if I were to start licking a plate in New York City at a restaurant, people would watch me and they're like, they're like, I'm drinking a $20 mimosa. Look at this savage. That's where all the fat goes. And everyone who really loves food understands the flavor's in the fat. So if you're not licking the plate, you're not a real fucking foodie. If you're not licking the fucking plate, you're not a foodie. That's it. But anyways, there was I think they were French, Italian, or Brazilian, somewhere in Europe and or South America. And I was watching them eat. I was like, this is how I knew I'm like American, because I'm watching them eat. And they're like, you know, like knife and fork and eating, and then they're like, and just taking so long to eat. And I'm just watching it like, I'd rather die. I'd rather die alone than have to talk. I wait restlessly. I don't know if that's a word. I wait restlessly. As once we place the order, I'm like, once I place an order at a restaurant, we could be in conversation, but I'm hungry at this point. So anytime a server's walking out with food, I'm just looking at them to seeing if they're coming here. And then there is when they walk by your table and they just drop it off at another table, I feel like I just got stabbed in the back. I feel when a server comes out of the kitchen and you see plates of food in both hands and you're hungry and they go to another table right beside you and drop it off, I feel like they just stabbed me in the back. Where's my food? But anyways, here's the highlight of my brunch on Sunday, because it was in the East Village in New York City, where everyone is like on the right side of history. You understand that, right? That when you live in the East Village in New York City, you're living on the right side of history. It's pro-LGBT flags, pro-Ukraine flags, all over, right? Or just the flags. I don't have to say pro. And now, whoa, let me just make something. I'm not anti this stuff. I'm just not wearing this shit. So anyways, so we're in the East Village with all the Manhattanites out for brunch, spending big money to go eat. Mike's still working, it looks like. And everyone with the right opinions. Just remember that. It's everyone eating with the right opinions. And then walking right past me, because we're sitting outside of the table, shared table, with some annoying students. Shut the fuck up. Let me eat in peace. Can you imagine paying $100 for brunch for two people and you have to share with some fucking idiots? But anyways, out walks this, I don't know if she was homeless, but she had a kid. They were like pushing one of those big carts that the Latinas take at the grocery store. And they put the groceries in there, you know, because it's filled with groceries. They take them to the grocery stores and they push them back, right? I guess everyone else died, so nobody's helping their grandmother. Their abuela shop. But she's pushing this, and it's garbage. They're going through, they're dumpster diving, and she has a little kid. And all these right-minded people don't even bat an eye. I actually appreciated how cold-hearted they are. I'm like, if you didn't hang up those flags that you say that we're good people, if you didn't hang up those flags and you were just cold-hearted people and you just watch these people go by, I would have been like, yo, I'm not cold-hearted, but I would have respected them. I give to the homeless. But I would have respected those people. Anyways, let's just see if there's anything else I want to talk about. I'm waiting for the producer to come back. Sure. I don't have as much of an opinion on this. That I've had an opinion because that happened Sunday and today's Wednesday. So it's 4 days I've been like thinking about how uncivilized. But on the way over here, I did get the gym. That's why we're icing our hernia. Maybe he's telling people that he's letting me use his podcast studio for free. I am going to buy him lunch. Maybe he's telling people, like, on phone calls, he's like, JJ came to my studio, asked for an ice pack, and he's like, icing the area above his meat whistle. And he's like calling people right now. I'm so addicted to the phone. I almost just checked if I posted something 10 minutes ago. Are you ready to eat?
Yeah, you want to eat?
Yeah, but guy, get out of the way. Did you hear any of the rant? The rant was great.
The rant was good.
Okay, I'm still recording.
I know you're still recording.
But you didn't hear anything about like the.
I didn't hear what you were just saying when I was on the phone. No.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say this, and and we'll leave on this, and we'll go get food. I was coming from the gym. I was explaining that you probably called people saying I'm icing my balls. I'm not icing my balls.
No, the hernia.
The hernia. But I did. I don't sit on the subway. Very rarely. I like to stand. And there was a big nurse. She's a fat. She's a fat nurse. She's fat. And the seat opened up, and some young guy and her both go for it. And he's like, "Oh no, I got 2 more stops." And she's like, "Oh yeah, thanks. I've been standing on my feet all day." I'm like, what a difference 4 years makes. Because I couldn't care, bitch. 4 years ago during COVID, I was banging pots. I thought I was indoctrinated that nurses make a difference. But then I didn't. I was just like, you just lose weight, fatty.
Just waiting all day to get
Dick down?
Yeah, nurses are, it's a slutty profession.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is that why there's so many gay Filipino guys?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, maybe just sucking off them. Anyways, this was not as entertaining. Getting you involved, Eric Freddy. Shockingly, my idea. Fucking. All right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is the greatest podcast for elite losers. Some dates coming up. Toronto, September 8th. Toronto, I'm going to be by myself just doing spots, but if you're in Toronto, you're going to do it at the Corner Comedy Club. September 7th in Chicago, Che Arena. But I'm going to be doing my own headlining thing October. And, September 6th, Jack's Underground Speakeasy, a new comedy club I'm involved in. I don't even know the name of the fucking club. That's not good. Hold on, let me just get this. Hold on, let's just get that. That's a pretty bad. You get involved in something and you're like, Jack's Comedy Speakeasy, Midtown, New York City, at Jack Diamond's NYC. September 6th is opening night. We got it, baby. All right. Thank you guys for coming out. By the way, Theo Von, Donald Trump, go watch that.